of questions for everybody, so I'm just going to kick straight off. First thing I want to say is I bought this because there was something going around about somebody should be Batman, with a certain person, exactly, yeah. And I thought...
It's time for you.
I thought, wouldn't it be great?
I'll be Robin.
Exactly, Robin. Wouldn't it be great if a Bromley was Batman? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Alfred going, you know...
What about Bond?
Or Bond. Bond's up next.
Who's next for Bond?
Could be, you never know.
We've got the hair for it.
You got the hair for it.
Here's a question, honestly. When it comes to the Bond franchise, who's next number one? But can you imagine the action they do with this guy? And that's what I meant earlier, he's got the chops, he's a craftsman. Anyways. Can you imagine Bond on the steroids?
It's about time they had a change in Bond and did something a little bit, you know, rather than the usual. You know, make him action-packed, let him... Yeah, Daniel's a great Bond, but...
Yeah, loved Daniel Craig, brilliant. I mean, he did it the way I would have done it.
Correct.
It was a lot more action, you know, tough, ex-SAS type, you know, more like what Connery. Less of the dapper Roger Moore style. Correct.
Let's get back to Debt Collector, because I love the film. I love the film for several reasons, but the two that pop out at me are the leads, because you two have got this chemistry going on somehow, and that portrays on the screen. You can see it and it's there. There's an intensity there, and I've said, you know, in my review, there's a maturity there from you, Scott, I feel, in this film that we've maybe not seen before, and Jesse's kind of drawing out a bit more. There's a different side that we're seeing. Is that something that you were drawn to the script because of that, and it's a bit more pushing you as an actor?
There was more in the script for me to be able to have a rounded character.
Yeah.
Because normally a lot of the films I do, they're just action films with not much character development. It's all about getting to the next action sequence, which is fine, you know. Yeah. You know, sometimes that's all right, but this offered me the chance to create a proper real character, and it was set in a real world with real stakes, and you know, a great partner with Lewis to work with, and a great script.
Yeah. Indeed, yeah. And I spoke to Jesse previously and stuff, and I will quote him because this is what he said.
Don't quote the one where I take all the credit.
No, I won't quote that one. That's the other one. We're going to keep that one secret. He does say.
Or the one where I just leave it.
We'll leave it aside. Lewis is a living example of casting gold. Now, I think it's because the intensity you bring to the set, and Jesse said, first day you were there, the intensity was on, you were ready for it, which all of a sudden Scott must have thought, and Chip was like, wow, we're going to have to up our game now, because you brought it. Yeah,
because he started coughing and choking in the shot, and Scott and I are looking at each other, oh, man, is he going to make it through the whole shoot?
See, this is stuff I didn't know.
And then we suddenly realised it's all part of this character, and it was both a little bit shocking, but a little bit of like, oh shit, we're making a proper movie now, and it's a proper kind of acting stuff, and it's like, oh, you know, it was that brief moment of where we looked at each other and oh shit, you know, it was the stakes were suddenly raised a little bit, and it was a good feeling, wasn't it?
Because he was doing this stomach problem thing, where he was in the scene, and the first scene we did, I'm looking at him going,
it's alright.
Yeah,
I went to Jesse and I said, is he going to be alright? Because he's got some issues.
Oh, I swear I hadn't heard this.
Yeah.
Great. You mentioned it to me once. But look, you know, how do you respond to that? I'm okay now.
Yeah, coughing.
You know, it's always nice when you, as an artist or a craftsman, or whatever you want to call it, it's always nice when you find some things. And I wanted to find some comedy amongst this heavy duty story, which originally was called Walking the Line. I think the title was for that reason.
Yeah.
Because the story and the subject matter is, you know, you're walking the line, especially with this politically correct world. So that was actually the first day shooting, the first day I met these guys. So yeah, I just tried to find some moments, and it's so funny to think now that this conversation happened, because I've been there acting on balls off, and they're thinking, is he going to live?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We let it go, but then on the second take we realised you're coughing exactly the same point in the dialogue.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I realised improvisation.
Oh, that's acting.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what actors do.
Selina, what's it like working with these guys? A lot of testosterone going around. I imagine it's quite a fun set because I imagine
It's the
these.
toughest of all.
Yeah.
Very, very fun. I think particularly, I've just spit. I'm so sorry. If you've seen it, you'll know.
I'll edit it out. I'll put it in slow mo so everybody can see now. One.
Well, no, I
What you don't know is she couldn't spit.
I couldn't spit
In
that
rehearsal.
far.
Oh, no.
She couldn't spit, so
It's like when you took a great photo of the three of us lined up. Right.
I filmed the two boys teaching them
Josh
how
had
to
to
spit.
spit.
big
Scott can spit like a mile, like it was ridiculous. And then he spit pretty far.
Hashtag Scott can spit a mile. Quick, let me social media.
And then mine was just like pathetic, but we got it.
oh, she got it on film
I got
right
it.
here.
I know.
One take I got it right in his eye. And I felt.
So you know what's interesting on that note? We rehearse the spit, and then it's just the business we live in. You wonder what happens once they say action. It's on, right? It's live. So for an hour or a half, Selina couldn't spit. She just couldn't do it. So we go back in there, and on action, she laid that big honky dory thing on me. And now we're
build it up.
She built up. Now we're on film, and she's nailed it. Performance, by the way, was incredible. And now we're in this moment in time, and think about this now. This was just my perspective as an individual. I'm organised with Selina, Jesse. Action, the pressure's on. We've got to make our day. We had our fun. She spat for 30 minutes. Now it's action, and she's got this fantastic thing, and it's hanging in my eye, and it's literally dripping. Now I'm thinking, I have a split second. You know, you think a million things. What do I do? You know, you do your best
Carry on.
to stay in it. Yeah, just carry on. And my decision was not to wipe it off. It's instincts are you want to, what the fuck? But that's the thing about staying in character and staying in it. And Sue, this guy, there's no way he'd even budge.
You did it well.
Yeah, and you can see it. Yeah, you remember the same. Remember it well because
On every level, for me, that was the most difficult, and it was a tough scene altogether because it's the point at which Sue's character crosses the line for French, and he realizes this is not the job for me. He just slapped a woman, and it's the fundamental no can do. And I thought an awful lot about that scene. You're making films, and you're making films that are trying to shock people. There's not very much that people haven't seen or cannot see. And it was a film called The Killers that Don Siegel directed in the 60s, and it's Clu Gulager and Lee Marvin. They slap Angie Dickinson, and it's one of the most violent scenes in the movie. And it's just because you just don't want to see Angie Dickinson get slapped.
But then for the audience, so for me, and it's testament to like you guys and the way you directed that is, and the intensity from you is you feel it because you don't know the character Sue what he's going to do, and you can sense that. And then you got Frenchie there, like, is he going to step? You know, there's a moment of tension without it just being that moment of violence leads to that silence, which is actually the bit that grabs you, the viewer, because you're sitting there going, what's going to happen? That's the intensity of it.
It's an important one. It's a very important one for the movie because it's the one where Scott says to that you crossed the line, and Sue, for his part, realizes yes, I did.
Yeah,
I've gone too
incredibly
far.
late line.
And what's interesting for my character is that I try and stop it from happening, and for my troubles I get kicked in the balls.
Yeah. I mean, every bloke's going, oh, I did.
I'm not quite sure what lesson there is.
And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the interesting thing about this scene, again, when you're following it, was we had another conversation because it was written that she got slapped twice, remember that? So we had a half-hour discussion, and this is again the moral, or the choice that worked for obviously boss man Jesse, the director. Where is that line?
Yeah.
You know, and ultimately it ended up.
So
where it was.
do you get like the process? This is about the process. Do you sit down before that scene and go, "This is the way it's going to pan out. You're going to slap her twice," and then one of you goes, "Actually, do we need to slap her twice?" Or is it a conversation of the scene?
Very
Or
similar to that. Scott is usually with me creatively a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah.
You know, Stu, who's by the way also part of the creative process, and Stu Small, who wrote it along with me, and Scott. So there's a lot of hashing out that happens there, but then things change by the time you get to the set. The characters are formed in a way that you may not have foreseen when you're writing it, and things have happened. Maybe improvisations have happened, or thoughts have happened, and the characters sort of evolved in a way, and you get there, and suddenly you realise what was written doesn't really fit what's now being made, and you do a rehearsal, and and that's when the angst kicks in, because like, shit, do we just stick to what's written? And we all liked it at one point, should we just stick to it? Or do you say, you know what, we can go a little way? And sometimes if you're not sure, you shoot the scripted version, and then you do a second take, which is going off in a slightly different tangent.
So the other thing I'm talking about film-wise, and I noticed going through that, is you've got some kind of very artistic in the black and white scenes that go through that film. That was, I say, a little bit of a risk, really, because you've got this kind of action film, you've got like Scott there in it, and you've got this, and then all of a sudden you're taking it away into this, you know, very much, you can see where it's going, and you're getting that, and I liked it and enjoyed it, but some people will go, well, why is this, you know, black and white, what's the point?
It's going to shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
Come for a very straight B movie, and they're going to get a little...
Yeah, exactly.
Either frustrated,
Bit
or
of style.
confused, or wonder why it's there, but you know what, we've made the B movies, we've all done those at this point, and it's our chance to do something else. We have, you know, authorship of this movie, and we're very lucky to have that, and let's not blow it by making something that everyone's seen 100 times before. Let's give them something a little different that may be poignant and may stick with them, and may, you know, and you know, it takes a little bit of risk, and you know, I'm fine with that.
And I think it's great, and I mentioned about, you know, Savage Dog, and you could see that was kind of your heart of darkness, because you put everything into it, including, you know, your own desk. Goddamn, I mean, you put everything into it, you know, financing the heart and soul, and I know it nearly crucified, because I remember, and although this is the first time we met, obviously I did the interview, and I could just feel it from the words that were coming out of the email. My God, it nearly killed me doing that film. But it was brilliant. There was something there, and then this chemistry happened between you two. And when I talked to Jesse, but was it always there? And I don't think it was there. It's kind of after that. But
we were
it
talking
put,
about the
yeah,
third week,
yeah.
where we finally realised, you know, it's quite fun working with you. The first 2 weeks were a little bumpy.
If you didn't know that, I'm really sorry. I mean, that's might be the last film that we're together.
This, but if you're not on book, or if you don't do your stunts right, you've got 2 cracks, or else you cop it.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy. Yeah.
Taskmaster. Yeah, it's all coming out now. That's it, you see.
You got 2
But listen,
chances.
the collaborators you want aren't the ones that say, you're wonderful, you're fantastic, I love everything you do.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want those fuckers.
No, exactly.
They're nice to have around when the film's done.
No, it's true.
But when you're on set, you want someone that's going to say, hey dude, you're fucking up, what's going on here? This doesn't sound quite right. You know what? This doesn't really feel real. Those are the people you want.
Of course it is.
And it's tough to find them. And when you do find someone like that who's honest with you, you keep them close.
So let's
It's a
go.
better way of saying your sidekick into
Yeah, exactly. It was being nice. It was being nice about it. You had to pull that back. No, so Avengement is next for you. We're talking, and I hear there's going to be something a bit more for Scott in, you know, the film itself. Is there anything you can give us and tell us about the film that will?
It's a big tale. It's a story of revenge and family inequity and mobsters. It's a little different to anything we've done before. There's some really rich action in there. There's also some, you know, we've gone a little further with character and sort of you know, familial stuff than we've done in the past. It's a change in direction. We don't want to repeat ourselves. This is not Debt Collector Part 2 or Accident Man or this is a different kind of movie altogether. It's East End gangsters and, you know, fighting within the family and arguments, and told in a very, very different style. Told in a guy takes over a pub, comes in with a shotgun, and basically explains why he's there. And as these flashbacks, as the story unfolds, they're told in flashback, and you find out the reason, his plan, and why he's there. It's quite really well fun. It's a rather cool
What's
story.
been fun for me is every film I've done with Jesse has been completely different. I mean, completely different. There's nothing similar about any of them. And it's really unusual, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're
we keep
completely
challenging
different.
ourselves and
Yeah.
doing different stuff.
Yeah.
I think, I'm not sure if this is correct or not, it's just my opinion, but the thing about Scott as an action guy is that this guy's a real craftsman, I mean a real actor, and he actually really loves it, and I think that's what's going to be great for the future, picking,
Yeah. Those roles.
you know,
Yeah.
picking things that he's not going to be bored shitless with.
What I
mate.
love about Scott is
Show
that
what he can do.
when he asks, when we're casting, in the casting process, he's absolutely open. He says, don't put me up against guys that kind of put me up against people that are better than me. And this is just like the rarest things in the world. Usually you get
It's the
actor
opposite.
who's
Yeah,
nervous,
and you can see that on
gets
film, and
it.
I've said it, that's what the maturity is, and that's why it looks so good on film, and you two look so good on film together. When you're doing that monologue and that act, it was superb. It's a masterclass of acting, but Scott's got to act with you on that to make that.
You can't
You can't do it by yourself. You can't, exactly. So that's what it's all about. So, you know, kudos to Scott, you know, and different films we talked about, you know, Savage Dog's a different film to Accident Man's a different film to The Debt Collector, you know, and you pull different people in different genres. Yes, we all love Scott for his kick-ass action, absolutely every day the way we want it, but we love him as an actor as well, because, and we know he can do it, so.
And we realise that, and no one bears that weight on his shoulders more than Scott,
Yeah.
is that he has this huge fan base that want to see
Yeah,
him. So we
of
obviously
course.
know we have to give that to the audience, and we can't shortchange
Yeah,
them there. But within the framework and context of giving them those action scenes, let's come up with something original to frame, you know, to
Yeah,
to
exactly.
mount those.
I'm looking forward to it. I've got one question left, the Eastern Film Fans question, which I know you've had, but we'll do it anyway, but I'd like to go round the table with it. And it's this, and we'll start with Jesse. If you're stuck on a desert island and you can only take 3 films with you,
Oh no.
it can be any genre, what are they? Jesse?
Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa, Lawrence of Arabia by
Yep.
David Lean, and The 400 Blows by Francois Truffaut.
Oh, very nice.
Those are my...
Selina?
Wait, come back to me.
Liz is struggling. You
I've
just, you have to
considered
give
going
it
and living
3.
on a desert island with 3 films before, so I was ready for that.
Yeah.
Jesse, pick 3 for me, will you?
Yeah. First 3 that come into your head is easier than trying to.
The Debt
'cause, you know,
Collector.
the Debt Collector. Well,
That's one of those
obviously.
questions I can actually never answer when they say favourite 3 songs, but I can answer by saying the films I've seen more than any others.
Yeah.
One would be Midnight Run.
Brilliant
That
film.
comes to mind.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. That's one. Go, your turn.
Enter the Dragon.
Oh yes, let's have it. Let's have it. You got it. Thank you very much, Selina.
Yeah.
We're not worthy. Thank you.
You don't need another 2.
That's it. That's it.
So
It's
I
just
think-
that's
I
it.
think that's probably one of the list too.
I
Guys,
will
go.
go Jaws,
Jaws.
First Blood,
Oh.
and
Oh.
Enter the Dragon, because these are the films that I watch the most, and
Lots
I
of
can
fun.
watch them again and again and again.
Yeah,
Opening
brilliant.
Into the Dragon, I think I wore that out on VHS, you know, the first 5 with the
True.
sound.
I would finish by saying after hit. So that's the thing, you hear that and you're like, how can I not? Enter the Dragon, and then for me personally, Raging Bull changed my life for a million and one reasons. As a film, the way he did it, and the subject matter obviously was. So there's my first. But Enter the Dragon, how can you not put that in? I mean,
He's a friend of yours, Sam.
Sam, yeah, we did the martial law together.
Yeah, martial law.
He
There's
was the beginning guy.
Lewis Malone.
Yeah, before Bruce in the beginning. And think about that, Bruce. What year was Enter the Dragon?
70.
Yeah.
He was doing jiu-jitsu back then. Young, hard, Samo rolled out of.
Yeah.
Think about that. Bruce was doing jiu-jitsu.
With the fingers
Sama.
gloves.
Yeah, fingers gloves. Yeah, we all had them. I was there
Think about
training as a
that
kid
man
with the
and
fingers
that
gloves.
history right there. Yeah, that line.
Jackie Chan is a stuntman.
Right.
Yeah. Back in the day.
So yeah, they're pretty interesting. Enter wins, I think.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time today. Loved it. A real pleasure for me, and I hope the film does as well as it should do. And I look forward to your next journeys. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.